So here we are, evolving nonprofits into regen economies. This is the goal. And just to give a little bit of context, this is so important that we remember the nonprofits that are working today are the people who know how to solve the problems. And and us, coming in from above, hey, I got this cool techno solution. Why don't you be the guinea pig to test my software? No, it's probably not going to help. And in fact, it could do more harm than good. So at Giveth, our goal is to help the nonprofits evolve themselves into regen economies. What are regen economies? Regen economies are collectively designed, constantly evolving, purpose-driven coordination networks. The most important thing about a regen economy is that it's win-win all the way through. It does not rely on sacrifice. I love what's going on in the space around impact certificates, retroactive public goods funding, especially quadratic funding. These things are all really cool. But at some point, they rely on donations. They rely on sacrifice. And that kills so much coordination that could magically be happening. I'll get into that a little bit more. In fact, this talk is actually a continuation of the talk I gave earlier in the week in ECC. I also gave it in Barcelona about regen economies, a crypto anarchist dream. This is why I'm in it, because I think that we can do better than governments. Don't be afraid of the word crypto anarchist. I know it's a little scary, but crypto anarchists simply believe that technology can assist them, in creating communities based on consent rather than coercion. It's not about revolution. It's about believing in the bottom-up evolution of government systems. I'm going to really cruise through this because I gave this all in my talk on Tuesday or Wednesday. So you can watch that online. But revolution is not the way. Long story short, revolutions are messy, violent, painful. Evolution is fantastic. We didn't have a revolution to move past into the smartphone era and move out of corded phones. There weren't a bunch of anarchists running around pulling cords out of houses. It was very peaceful and very easy because we just evolved into something better. And we have to evolve into something better. The world is on fire. Biodiversity is at all-time lows. We have so many problems. There's still war. What the hell are we doing? We need to use Web3 to build a new way to coordinate, specifically around public goods. Public goods are what governments and nonprofits create. This is why we need governments. This is why we need nonprofits, because business models do not work for public goods. Public goods are specifically one of the 4 types of economic goods. On the left side, we got the excludable goods. These are the ones that we have economics, like I call this scarcity economics. We've nailed out how to manage scarcity. We've nailed down how to create business models around excludable goods. We really suck at providing win-win solutions and economics around non-excludable goods. The best systems we have right now are governments and nonprofits, and honestly, they don't work that well. They're not solving our problems. We need something better. Because right now, so I call this side scarcity economics. I like to call this side abundance economics. It's the science of distributing abundant goods and services to satisfy collective wants and needs. And it's broken. Our abundance economic system is broken because at its foundational layer, it relies on sacrifice. On scarcity economics, if you have a business model, everybody wins and coordination is effortless. In abundance economics, you end up with some people having to sacrifice to start the whole game being played, and that sacrifice ends up in top-down capital financial control of the industry because they are the ones sacrificing. They're the ones with the most skin in the game, the people who are providing the money, and so we have to listen to them. What do you want, donor? You want me to give blankets to somebody? Okay, I'll give blankets out, even though that's not what they need. This is the world that we live in, and the only way to change it is to change the foundational system that we have. What if, instead of governments and nonprofits and these systems, it's not about the governments or nonprofits being bad. Of course, they're all doing the best that they can. They're the best systems we have. But what if we had organizations competing to provide public services that are most in demand, where labor, expertise, and capital contributions were rewarded, and people that care have a voice in how these services are executed? That's the world we want. We want people competing to satisfy the demand in the public good space. And the opportunity is ridiculous. This will be the largest industry any of us have ever participated in. Governments are spending, not investing, burning $25 trillion a year. In the name of public goods, this is the money they spend, right? This is 25 times the total crypto market cap spent, not invested. Huge financial opportunity, but also probably a huge barrier to entry, okay? Let's be real. If they're spending $25 trillion, they got some money. Like, maybe that's not where we start. When governments fail to provide public goods that are in demand, people start nonprofits. This is where we start. The nonprofit system that people rely on to actually satisfy needs that governments aren't providing, it's like, sadly, it's one of the worst systems I've ever seen. You know, I mean, we're talking like Luna Terra caliber system. It's sad, and it's not right. It's not fair, because they're good people trying to do good work in the nonprofit space, but they have to donate money and with no expectation of return. They have to volunteer with no expectation of a financial return to create value for us. This is not the way. And yet, despite this like horrible reliance on sacrifice at every turn, nonprofits are receiving $500 billion a year in just the US. Like, that's so huge. This is half the crypto market cap being donated. This is such a huge industry. There's so much opportunity if we can create better tools for nonprofits to use. So this is the crypto anarchist roadmap. First, evolve the nonprofit space. Help nonprofits solve their problems better than the current structures are doing. And then when we succeed with nonprofits, actually governments will find this like a huge opportunity. We can provide government services that people actually want better than governments do. And governments will actually invest in this. Imagine you're trying to fix the roads, and there's a road DAO that's like filling potholes and satisfying demand. Oh, they created this really innovative like replacement to a stoplight, right? This is so cool. Well, a local government would invest in those tokens. They would buy the tokens of the road DAO and try to actually govern the road DAO to solve its problems too, because that would be more capital efficient for them, and they have to live within a budget. So, but this is actually the Trojan horse. This is how we peacefully change the system. People will actually start participating in these systems who are working for governments and working in nonprofits. And then eventually they'll just see that the top-down control strategy that governments are using is not the best way. And that strategy, it's not about overthrowing governments, it's about changing the strategy. That strategy will lose legitimacy and just peacefully fade away. This is my hope, at least. So Giveth is starting with number one, evolving the nonprofit space. Our strategy is to build a simple, attractive journey towards giving power to the people on the ground, while also giving everyone involved upside. The first thing we've done to give people upside is just launch our own token, which we use to pay people to donate. So the Giveth.io is a donation platform, one of the best in the world, alongside Gitcoin grants. I love Gitcoin so much. And if you want, and it's cool because Giveth is donation Legos. It's public goods Legos. So if you want to support Gitcoin grants, well, you could just send money to the Gitcoin grants donation pool, right? The matching fund. Or you could donate on Giveth. 100% of the money that you're sending still goes there. And we give you tokens. Better, right? Donate on Giveth. That's the way. This is our givebacks program. And for the first time ever, we give less than what you donate back in tokens, right? We don't want to we're not trying to like Ponzi up like KlimaDAO. We're trying to just reward donors. So we give less than what you donate. At max, 75% of what you donate can go back to you, at max. But if the Give token price goes up, you could actually make more money than you donated, which is crazy. And the first time I've ever heard something like that. And this is the Givebacks program. And this is step one in our solution, in our Regen economy roadmap. Step two is just about to launch later in the summer, maybe early fall. We're all going to Burning Man, so cut us some slack. What is Give Power? So Give Power is a win-win opportunity for donors and projects. It's really cool because Give tokens are the governance token over our platform. And this is why we distribute it to donors, because we want to be a donor-governed donation platform. And Give Power gives them more granular control. So think of, of course, like any other DAO, we have Snapshot, we have our on-chain governance mechanisms, the Give Garden, which is conviction voting. But we wanted to allow Give token holders to actually govern Givebacks, the Givebacks program. And with Give Power, they can stake and lock their Give tokens to get the power, right, the actual governance side of Give Power. And while they're locking their tokens, they earn a yield, which is great. Then they can use their power that they've earned by locking to boost their favorite projects. So maybe they really like grassroots economics and the Common Stack and Gitcoin grants matching funds, so they put a bunch of governance power there. Now, donors to those projects will get more givebacks than they would have before because there's more Give Power behind that project. So it's a way to boost individual projects on the platform that Give token holders love. And as we integrate more features into our platform, like a matching program and all these things, integrating with Gitcoin, we can actually give even more benefits to the projects that have more Give Power locked behind them. So, and this is an important part of the roadmap, which you'll see later. The next part is really exciting because the other thing about Give Power is that this will rank projects on our platform, and we'll use other metrics beyond just token holder governance to rank projects on our platform, like impact measurements and things like this. But we want to work with individual DAOs to turn them, individual projects to turn them into impact DAOs. And becoming a DAO is not as simple as it seems. Yes, you can just deploy a contract on chain and then boom, you have a DAO. But it's more than that. There's also a culture, right? And creating the right culture within a nonprofit is something we've been researching for a long time, working especially with the Common Stack to really apply that research and understand what does it take to become a successful impact DAO. And the cool thing is we will start with reputation, because instead of giving people like a monetary token right off the bat, where, the nonprofit community, it doesn't like working with crypto. Let's just be real. It's complicated and technical and scary, and people lose their keys. So with a reputation token, if people lose their keys, it's cool. It's like a soulbound token. You can just, oh, you lost your keys? Here, let's burn the reputation from one address, mint it on another. You lost some gas money, but no pain, not really that painful, right? And so with reputation DAOs, it's a really slow, easy way for nonprofits to kind of learn the tricks of becoming a DAO. And once they, the token issuance mechanism is probably one of the hardest parts to figure out. So we've worked with the Common Stack to really create Praise. Praise is actually a fusion of stuff that the reward DAO work that actually, I don't know if you see Alexandra, she has blonde hair walking around. She worked on Praise back in the day when it's called Reward DAO in like 2018. And actually, it's also something that came out of Burning Man, since that was a topic brought up earlier. We used to praise and shame people. Really fun stuff. And this, praise people, shame behavior. That was the strategy. This is something that has been really battle tested in the Token Engineering Commons as a way to acknowledge and reward community contributions and build a culture of giving and gratitude within the community. So it's fun. It's like you can dish praise. I want to dish praise to Mark for like really doing a great job at hosting yesterday's, emceeing yesterday's stage in the auditorium. I want to praise Paige for hunting me down and finding me in the hallway earlier to bring me to this talk. And then at the end, those praises get recorded, and actually tokens will get issued. And this is a way like to kind of build community while also distributing reputation. And once this mechanism is going, and if people like it, they can kind of control it themselves, and it's bottom up again. It's a bottom up reward system for rewarding labor and expertise. Now, labor and expertise have reputation. They have quantifiable voice, and they can say what they want, and we can hear them and measure it against donors. This is so critical. So, and of course, the first thing to control with their reputation token will be donations. So it's a good low risk thing to govern, decide financial decisions, start practicing financial decisions over governing donations. And maybe I'll just say, so once they've learn to govern their own donations and actually manage their financial treasury with their DAO, we can start making a financial token for them. And we call this system Giveths. So Giveths are the engine behind Giveths Regen Economies. Giveths are bonding curves. How many people here have heard of a bonding curve? Oh, actually, wow. That's a huge response. For the people who haven't, I can kind of give a quick explanation of a bonding curve. It's a simple program on a blockchain that can hold money, right? That mints tokens and burns tokens on demand. So it can hold money, so people can send money to it that'll stay in the contract and collateralize the creation of a token. So it'll just create the token, right? You don't have to buy the token from someone. It'll just create it. And then if you have the token, you can send the token to the contract, which will release collateral that it's holding. This is so critical. This will win a Nobel Prize in economics. I know it sounds so simple and basic, but it's the first example I've ever heard of a public public single-sided market. Before, if you wanted to buy Amazon stock, someone had to sell you Amazon stock. If you want to buy a chair, someone's got to sell you a chair. You want to sell a speaker, someone's got to buy your speaker. You want to buy a token on a bonding curve? Well, it's just created for you on demand. This is crazy. This solves so many problems for startup economies. And Giveths use Give tokens as collateral for the bonding curve. And this is needed. It's all part of the roadmap. The cool thing here is this is how it interacts with Give Power. So a bonding curve creates a rule in it that changes the price to make sure that 20% of the collateral, in this case, So there are these things there's a style of bonding curves called Bancor style bonding curves. And they have this reserve ratio. In this case, it's 20%. The 20% reserve ratio says, hey, when someone sends you collateral, make sure that the price of the token matches that you're issuing maintains a relationship between the market cap of the token and the collateral in the curve. I'm sorry, this is a little technical. I didn't mean to go this technical. Let's just move on. But either way, what's cool about it is that it's transparent. And it creates liquidity at a predictable rate. So we can take if an impact DAO has 200K of Give tokens locked behind it in Give Power, we can take those tokens and actually issue $1 million worth of project tokens, a new token that is collateralized by the Give token and follows the reserve ratio of 20%. And of course, there's only 200K there, but this is standard in financial systems. It's actually some financial dark magic that we don't even talk about. It doesn't have a name. I have to make up a name for this stuff. I call it the market cap illusion. It's this idea. Actually, I went to the Moulin Rouge with my lovely fiance here, and Jeff Bezos was there. There, and Jeff Bezos has billions and billions of dollars, right? It's a lie. It's the market cap illusion. He doesn't have $100 billion. If he sold all his Amazon stock today, he wouldn't get $100 billion, right? Because there's not enough liquidity in the market. And this is the same case with bonding curves. There's only 200K there. If everyone sold their $1 million worth of tokens, it wouldn't be $1 million, but that's just how markets work. The cool thing with bonding curves is actually transparent. And so now we can mint this $1 million worth of tokens and distribute it to all the people who are involved. This is the goal, right? I'm just going to zoom back here. This is our goal. Wait, past it. There. We want to give power to people on the ground and give everyone involved upside. And this is how we do it. Giveths is how we do it. This opportunity to take the 200K from the investors, or in this case, give power contributors, and create $1 million worth of tokens that we can then divide up between the people who have labor and expertise, the people who earned reputation, the people who are boosting the project and who put the collateral there in the first place, and the DAO itself, the collective good and the organization that is trying to advance their project. We can split that $1 million in a way where everybody gets their fair share. And this is super cool. This changes the game. So let's just do a quick recap. First, we have givebacks. Donors can send any crypto to a verified project, and then they get give tokens, giving them some upside. Now, then we have give power, where donors, or really anyone with give tokens, can lock the token behind projects. Then that locked give can be used to collateralize the initialization of a regen economy, and where now everybody has tokens. Now, of course, this $1 million worth of tokens is going to have vesting. Just like Jeff Bezos had vesting, we need vesting too. And so now people who have these tokens, they can't sell them. Maybe for a year, maybe for 2 years, they can't sell them. But they still have value, right? They still have a number, like a price, just like Amazon stock that was vested in Jeff Bezos' wallet or whatever they use to hold stocks. I don't know. You still get this effective number go up. So now for givebacks, once you have a Giveth, it changes a little. When people donate to your impact DAO, to your regen economy, because donations are great, you should still donate. We'll actually, instead of giving the donor give tokens, we'll send the give tokens into the Giveth, and the Giveth will create new project tokens and send them to the donors. And the craziest thing is that every time new project tokens are created, the price of future project tokens goes up. So whenever the nonprofit, whenever the regen economy, whenever the DAO receives money as a donation, their price of their token goes up. This creates lots of interesting dynamics that we can use to give more value to the token, including the most obvious one, which is straight up investment. I'm saying Giveth Vestment for fun. Don't hold me to that name. This is how we ended up with Giveths. With now that we have a Giveth, impact investors can actually send Giveths straight to the bonding curve. They don't have to just donate, and they can get project tokens and have financial upside in this economy, right? In this regen economy. So this is so cool. Let me give an example of how this could work. Let's say that you have an innovative project to clean a river. You're starting in a small town, right? And you're just cleaning the river scene, right? You want to clean scene in Paris. And you get some donations, you have this cool tech project, or maybe you have like it could be any innovation, right? You start getting donations, you start making progress, you start playing the game. People are seeing real benefits, and you're showing like the data showing that you're really having success at cleaning the river. And then people start pouring their money, and people start putting lock tokens behind your project because they think it's really amazing and has potential. And so now you have a lot of Give tokens. You work with us, Giveth, to become a DAO, and now you're ready for your GIRV. You launch the GIRV. Everyone has project tokens, and now you're cleaning the river scene. You have way more money to actually make an impact, and you succeed, and you make the river so much better. Now, let's say that there's other rivers in the world. What if other people want to use this technique for their local river? Well, they're going to need to buy tokens and participate in governance to say, hey, here's a proposal, please start cleaning this river. And now people can invest in you and invest in the governance over the bottom-up creation of this public good that you're providing, which is clean rivers. And if it's successful in multiple rivers, the token price could actually go up, and now we have like venture capital scale returns for nonprofit causes, right? You can start a nonprofit like a startup and follow the same venture capital process that startups usually create, but with Giveth as almost an incubator to help you along the process. I think this is so important. I think we have to recognize that the wisdom is on the ground. It's really great that we can create regen economies like Zcash and other systems in the crypto space. But our goal should be to help nonprofits create their own solutions. Because there is no reason to believe that bureaucrats, politicians, nor the technocracy. This is Eleanor Ostrom, who has influenced a lot of our work. And this is mostly her quote, but I added the nor the technocracy part. There's no reason to believe that bureaucrats, politicians, nor the technocracy, no matter how well-meaning, are better at solving problems than the people on the spot who have the strongest incentive to get the solution right. This is just the truth. And we can't start working with communities and tell them, hey, download MetaMask, here's your economy. It's never going to work. We have to slowly and steadily work with them so that they can ease into using our tool set to solve their problems. And we focus on helping them with using the tool set that we provide in crypto, and they work on solving their problems. If you like this talk, if you like this idea, you like this concept, join us. Join our DAO. Get some Give tokens. Donate on Giveth. Get some tokens. It's very low effort. And of course, you could buy Give tokens on SushiSwap, Uniswap, all the balancers and stuff like that. Or you can also join the Trusted Seed. The Trusted Seed is an organization that supports all the Common Stack launches to make sure that we have good people to seed these bonding curves, and provides various legal mutual aid as well. Definitely join this effort and get involved, or talk to me after the talk. Thank you.